Welcome back everyone. So I am actually doing a trim test here. So I have a piece of trim that I have. This is actually for my Pontiac Grand Prix when I converted to the heads-up display. I took this piece out because I no longer need it because it's not usable with the heads-up display. So what I'm doing is I'm going to test some different trim products on here and we'll see how they do. So let me see if I can get you a better angle. I should have brought out the bigger table, but this will have to do. So I'm just going to test out some various products here, from trim sealants here, solution finish, and I'm going to put them on here. I'll pick up that tape later, and we'll see how they perform. I'm going to apply all of them with a cut up suede. I think that's just probably the best way to get an idea. So I have like 10 spots here, and I have 10 spots, and I have 10 products, and if I need more spots I can just use these areas here. So this is going to be the first one, solution finish. So this is a trim restore and has no protective qualities whatsoever. So this is basically going to restore your trim if it's faded. This interior piece is not too bad, so I suspect it's not going to be too much of a difference. And put that out of the way here. Let me move this a little bit so I can get better access here. So just put solution finish on here, and then the prep for this one was I just used detox from what do you call it, Ethos, just to clean this up a little bit. So I'll just go, I was thinking about it, I'll just go to the edge here, that way we can kind of see the transition. Okay, so that's solution finish. Okay, so I'll just let that soak in for a little bit. I'm going to pop that up there so I don't have to grab it. And then I'm going to do a couple trim sealants here. This one's Wolfgang exterior trim sealant, so it's pretty popular. You can actually top solution finish with it. I've had this product for quite some time. It's clear liquid. It's like a clear liquid. You don't need a lot. It does a good job. Lasts a pretty long time. This is polymer protection. This one you do have to wipe off. But I'm just going to let them sit for a little bit until they soak in. Okay, so that's it for that. And I'm only going to do one coat of each product. I'm not going to go too crazy. Okay, so the next product, I'm going to wipe my fingers here on this napkin. I can grab a suede here. Come on. These gloves are making it possible to grab that. Okay. So the next one's the McKee's Plastic Trim Restore. Again, this is kind of like a Wolfgang exterior trim sealant. Some say it's a similar product. I got some gunk on there. I can pop the top here. Okay. I haven't used this in a while, but it's very similar to the Wolfgang one. Similar consistency and all that. This one's supposed to restore trim. Pretty similar results to Wolfgang. Nothing too insane in terms of it's going to last you a long time. The thing about trim is you're going to have to do upkeep, so reapply every so often, and the product will last you a long time. McKee's did come out with a new one of these, part of the ceramic series. Okay, so we got that one. And then I have some pearl here that I'll just use. I know pearl doesn't last long. I have a little spray bottle. It's mixed up for exterior trim. So just load up the suede here. Again, pearl's not going to be the most durable, but it does look nice. Yeah, with pearl you're going to have to reuse it quite often. Excellent over solution finish. Okay. So let that soak in a little bit. Actually, what I'm going to do is fold this towel into smaller areas here, and I'm going to wipe down some of these. So I'm going to wipe down the Wolfgang, just to even it down a little bit. Okay, I'm going to flip it to the side I didn't use it on. And I'm going to wipe down the McKees. Okay, I'm going to flip it over to a clean side. I'm going to wipe down the solution finish. Okay, you can see solution finish is on there. And we'll let the pearl sit a little longer before I wipe that down. Okay, so we got all those out of the way. Okay, so let me get these over here. The next one I'm going to do is I'm going to do the Adams ceramic spray coating. And I'm just going to pour it onto one of these on here like so. Because I don't want to get a spray nozzle clogged up. Okay. And then we're just going to go ahead and just apply it on here. And if you wanted to, you could use the UV light, although you don't really need it for this. Now Adams says they don't say you don't have to wipe down the trim, but again, you probably should. Let me get these used applicators out of the way. Bite my fingers. Okay, the next one we're going to do is we're going to do the graphene ceramic spray coating right on this spot. Again, similar to the Adams spray coating, this is the graphene infused one. We popped up in the lid here. Ooh, this thing smells so strong. Close that back up because I don't want to smell it. Then I'll just work this small area here. And I'm just going over a few passes just to kind of work the product in. God, this thing's got a strong solvent smell. Okay. So the clean side, I'm going to wipe off the pearl. Okay. I'll let those sit for a little bit in here. And I will go to a clean side. Okay. So we're going to move this side over here. And then for these, we're going to do... we'll do this one right here. This is actually the Pinnacle Black Label Ceramic Trim Restorer. This is a dye product. You can see it got rather chunky here. Actually, let me wipe this bottle off. This thing does not have a long shelf life. I'm just letting you guys know that. So you're gonna have to use it pretty quick. Somebody's triggering my camera light out there. Okay, so you can see it's a dye. This because I spilled on my pants here. So then, believe it or not, this one actually applies better with a microfiber applicator, but the suede for now will work. So this one's a dye product and it's got ceramic protection in it. Just kind of let that sit for a little bit. So I'm really rubbing this in so it can kind of penetrate into the plastic. This one does need to be wiped down. Okay, so we're going to just leave that here. What I'm going to do, get that out of the the ceramic spray coating. Okay, I'm going to flip it to the cleaner side here. And we're going to level out the graphene spray coating. Okay, so I just have to make sure I'm not using any more of those sides here. Actually, I'll just flip it this way. Fold it over, fold this over. This thing does not need to sit very long, because it's going to get splotchy on you. And this one didn't transfer too much, but it will transfer product. Okay, so then we're going to use Carpa Deluxe. Let's put my applicator on there. Okay, so we'll use Carpa Deluxe on here. Now with Carpa Deluxe, they say you don't have to level it, but like I said, I like to level it out to make sure it gets even coverage. And my thumbprints on it, I'm going to have to redo that. Okay, so let me just get this out of the way. Let me touch up this area here. I have to hold it from here. Okay, so I don't need that. This is the side I used. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and level out the Deluxe. I can grab it from here. So Deluxe is going to feel real tacky. Okay, so now the next one I'm going to do C-Quartz UK just to show you what the paint coating looks like on here. Come on. Again, you can use a paint coating on fresh trim and it'll do a fine job. Okay, so we're going to put that on there. This thing's starting to crystallize on me. Like I said, if you have fresh trim, just go ahead and put your paint coating of choice on here. Okay, so we're going to just let this sit over here. Okay, let that sit for a couple minutes. Okay, and so then the next one I'm going to do is I'm going to do the Adams paint coating to give you guys an idea, and the Adams graphene coatings. I'm going to crack this guy open here because they say you can use their coatings for plastic and plastic trim. Okay, put that here. Has like a, that doesn't smell as bad as the spray version. Okay, so we got that, and then we're going to do the Adams paint coating because they say you can use that on trim as well. Oops, I forgot how much that thing pours out. Okay. So just grab one of these pearls, and then I'll level out the UK. Flip it to a clean edge here. I'll level out the graphene coating here. And we'll go to a clean edge here. I'll level out the, we'll let that sit for a little bit longer. I'll just hold on to the edge so that I know which one I used. And I think that's really it. I was actually going to use the Adams Trim Restore one, but I think I'll hold off on that. I was actually going to put SPS graphene on there, but I think I'm going to hold on to that. Okay, so let me just go ahead and do this part. Okay, so I think you can see the darkening effect from everything here. I don't know if you guys want to see. I think I'm going to hold off on the atoms because I don't think they're going to be making this long term, so there's really no point in using that. I was going to use jade quartz, but I think I'm going to hold off on that. So I think that's it. I think maybe I'll just go ahead and put a little spot with SPS. I hope it's still good. And then we'll see if it's still good. Yeah, they don't have the best stopper, the top on here. So I think I'll just put it here. There's a mark right here. I can see the demarcation line, so I'll just go ahead and put the SPS right around here. Okay, so that's SPS graphene. That's it for a few. And yeah, I think that's it. I'm not going to use the jade quartz because jade actually makes the paint coating for atoms, so I think we can kind of say that those two are semi-equivalent. Let that sit for another few seconds here. So very little darkening effect from the SPS version. You can kind of still see it. You can see the demarcation line here from it. So I'm going to pull the tape back here, and then we'll see the transitions of darkening effect on here. I can grab the tape here. Okay, so from this side we got a pretty substantial darkening effect from the Pinnacle Black Label Ceramic Trim Restore. But one thing I'm noticing, at least from this view, is it looks a little, it's got the little bluish hue to it, a little greenish blue, which that product does have. But it looks pretty good in terms of darkening and everything. Okay, then we got the Lux. The Lux looks real good on there. Real nice even coat. You can actually see it. Okay, next one is Seaquartz UK, which actually did a pretty good job on there. We'll see how it looks a little bit. Okay, this is the Adams graphene coating here. Again, real nice. Darkening effect. Here we have the paint coating here, which is pretty decent, but again, it's not, if you're looking for trim restoration, this is not going to be the product I would choose. And then the SPS has like very little darkening effect. I don't know if you guys can actually see it. It's very little, very subtle. So we'll see how that holds up over time, but you know, these from here, these look the best. You guys can actually get an idea of what it looks like. Like, you can't even tell the SPS started here and it's right around here. You can barely tell it's there. Okay, so now let's go to the other side here. I'll peel all this tape off. Okay. Get this tape off my fingers. Okay, now from this side, you can see the Adams graphene spray coating did a pretty decent job darkening. Again, I wouldn't choose this to maintain or try to restore plastic. If I was going to use a single product to make the trim look good, you know, just go ahead and use that. Here's the ceramic spray coating, which looks good. Looks real nice. Again, I wouldn't use this to restore. And then here's Copper Pearl, and from this distance here, this is pretty darn good compared to it's kind of hard to get you guys a good view, but Copper Pearl looks really nice, not very durable. Okay, then the next one we have is the McKee's 37, and you can see it looks very similar to the Wolfgang's. Let's see if I can get you guys a good view here. So they look very similar. And then finally is Solution Finish, which, you know, looks, from a look standpoint, looks the best. You know, real dark, and restore the trim on there. So the overall looks good. One combination that does look really well on plastic trim is Solution Finish topped with the trim restore, because it does get darker. Right now on this, at least on this plastic, you can actually see the bluish hue. I think you can actually see from this view here. But I'm just going to go ahead and leave this outside. I'm going to let this cure. It's going to rain overnight, so I should have done this earlier. I should have done this on Saturday. I was going to leave this cure. You know, these products actually get wet pretty fast. The spray coatings also, I think 4 hours they can get wet, but I'm going to just let those cure. We're going to let the coatings cure, and then we'll go from there. Alright, so if you have any comments or questions, I'll be sure to update every so often. It's just, you know, these coatings are going to last a long time. These sealant ones will probably start fading away. I'm just going to go ahead and leave it outside, expose it to the elements, and every once in a while I'm going to go ahead and wipe it down. Nothing too crazy, you know, like a waterless wash with McKee's 37 or something like that, and 914, and just go from there. Or maybe with my wash mitt that I'm using if I'm washing the car, I'll just go over the trim one time. So again, that's really it for the trim restoration stuff. Like I said, if you have any questions or comments, just go ahead and leave them down below. I'm gonna go ahead and clean up my mess over here, and yeah, like I said, post down below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Alright, thanks for watching.